So this warm-up just wants us to practice reducing fractions. Since rational is going to get into dealing with fractions with variables, we want to make sure we can deal with them with normal numbers first. So when you're reducing a fraction, you're just seeing, is there a common factor in the numerator and denominator that you can cancel out? So for example, we know 12, we can rewrite 12 as being 3 times 4. And then over 3, so since 3 goes into both 12 and 4, we can cross those out, divide each by 3. Essentially, you're dividing the top and bottom by the same thing. They cancel out. So this turns into 1 times 4 is just 4 over 1, which you can also just write that as 4. You don't really need the over 1 there, but it means the same thing. For the second one, it says 3 divided by 12. So notice, same one as the first, it's just flipped now. So the top, we can't really reduce that. It's just 3 times 1. But we can rewrite the 12 as 3 times 4, just like before. Again, those cancel out. Essentially, they turn into 1s. And this is where it's important to think about that 1 there, because the 4 should still stay in the denominator, even though the whole numerator canceled out. So this turns into 1 over 4, and that one can't be reduced any further. So it's the reciprocals of each other. They're flips. The next two is just a little reminder of how zeros work with fractions. So for 3, when 0 is on top, that says 0 divided by 3. Well, think of that means you have nothing and you're dividing it into 3 pieces. That would just become 3 more nothings. You can't divide 0 by anything. So when 0 is on top, it just equals 0. On the other side of things, we have 3 divided by 0. So that's trying to tell you to take 3 groups and divide them into 0 groups. That's not possible. Dividing by 0 does not make sense. If you type that into your calculator, it will give you an error. So when the 0 is on the bottom, that's when we have an undefined. It's not possible. So just a quick reminder of how those zeros work. So now we're going to get into looking at these fractions when we have variables involved. So 1 over x, x over x plus 2, and so forth from there.